Hey, we all know that we're creatures of habit, and we know that forming strong habits is a very critical part of our success. We know that habits are important and can make us extraordinary and live extraordinary lives. We know that. But how do we form them faster? We're going to dive into some of the latest research and some strategies you can use to form any habit you choose faster in your life. Welcome to episode 30 of the Accelerated Achievement Show. Episode 30, how do you develop a habit faster? Because we've all been told, and this is spreading out of now the personal development self-help space and is becoming more and more widespread amongst society, where it's becoming far more of what most people know and are aware of, that the importance of habits and the fact that we as human beings, we're creatures of habit. Our mind forms habits because it wants to work less. It wants to be able to take and put things on autopilot so it doesn't have to use as much of its energy, of its mental processing power. Hence it forms habits. Habits are repeatable practices, repeatable actions that you do over and over that go and get you a certain result consistently, repeatedly, predictably. And if we're able to form strong habits, it will help us live better qualities of lives, better lives in pretty much all areas. But how do we form it faster? Because research shows us now that it takes approximately 66 days to form a habit. That's one study, and that's the one that most people run by, although other studies say that it takes 30 days to form a new habit, and other studies say it takes as long as 90 days to form a new habit. Now, the reason those numbers vary so wildly, such a big scope, is because it depends on what change you're creating. If you're going to form the habit of, hey, you want to do 10 push-ups every morning, it's going to be easier to form than the habit of, hey, you want to go skydiving once every month. Different. And one, it's dependent. So that number varies, but just like anything, it can always be accelerated, optimized, and improved and sped up. We can help our mind condition habits faster so we're able to achieve whatever ambitions we have faster. The first way to do that is to simply understand and become aware of the fact that a habit is made up of three core things. Number one is a trigger. There's something that creates a habit and triggers a habit. Number two is an action. So first you have the trigger, then you have the action, which is the actual habit, and then after that you have some type of reward. Either this is some extrinsic external reward outside of you, or it's simply your mind going, good job, great job, giving yourself a pat on the back. It's some type of good feeling, some type of release of dopamine, or some other chemical that helps our brain get some type of reward from a habit. It's made up of trigger, action, and reward. And by simply understanding that alone, we can accelerate the building of habits in our lives. How? Number one, creating a stronger trigger. If you create a stronger trigger, it will help you condition that habit easier. For example, studies show us that if you're creating a daily habit and you do it at the same time of the day every day, that habit will form faster and become something you automatically, subconsciously, without even realizing it, are able to do and motivate yourself to do. That's one way. That's another strategy you can use by doing a habit. For example, if you want to meditate every day, you want to create that habit, or you want to go for a run every day, or you want to work out and go to a gym once every week, once every 2 days, once every day, once every hour, whatever it is, whatever you want to form. If you want to create that habit, if you're doing it at the same time every day, that consistency creates a stronger trigger, which then helps you form a habit faster. Then the action. If the action is clear and it's more consistent, so that's another strategy. Consistency. If you're doing it the same way every day, it will form into a habit faster. Hence, if you're doing a habit, for example, meditation, if for the first 10-20 days of that habit, do it in the same location every day. That will bring up your level of consistency, which will make the action stronger, which will help your mind condition that habit faster. And then the third part of it was the reward. If you reward yourself more, and it doesn't have to be going and buying yourself expensive jewelry, or buying yourself a new video game, or going and getting drunk at the bar, or going and having a party. It doesn't have to be grand scale celebration like that every day. It can be as simple as patting yourself on the back. But if you're able to amplify the emotion mostly around that reward, you'll be able to once again form any habit you want faster. Which means you come back from your run for that day, for completing that habit that you want to form, and then you go crazy and you celebrate for 20 seconds. That will help you reinforce in your mind, hey, this is something good. I should continue to do this, which will help your mind form that habit faster. So come up creative ways that you can emotionally engage yourself in the process, that you can reward yourself for the process. Most people, they do the action, they just go, oh, done. Oh, I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow again. No, reward it, celebrate it. By celebrating, we reinforce our actions. If we do something good and we celebrate it, we tell our mind, hey, that's a good thing. You should want to do that in the future. Compared to if you do something and then you have negative emotions associated with it afterwards, our mind doesn't form that strong connection. Which means when you go for a run, celebrate it. Check it off. Which comes to and brings us on to the last strategy. If you want to accelerate that habit building process at first, one of the greatest strategies is simply by counting the days. And we see this over and over again. If someone wants to form the new habit of not drinking alcohol, or form the new habit of not smoking, etc., they'll have, hey, 1 day without alcohol, 1 month without it, 1 year without it, or 1 week without cigarettes, or 3 weeks without cigarettes, or whatever, 1 week of consistent running, or day 200 of everyday running. They'll start to count the days. By doing that, by tracking it, once again, you're driving up that reward. You're able to more visually see, hey, you've done it. And Seinfeld used to write jokes and then go and write stories, and he would have this visual calendar and he would cross off every day, put a big cross across that day when he completed what he wanted to do for that day. And then his simple task every day was simply not to break the line, not to have a day where that cross was missing, but to rather just connect every single cross. So start to count the days and create those streaks, 4 days in a row, 12 days in a row, and bring up that consistency. Even if it's something small, do it every single day, be consistent, and you'll form any habit you want, whether it's in your health, like running, or better eating, or drinking a smoothie any morning, or juicing, or meditation, whatever it is, whether it's in your finances, you want to go and check your accounts every day, or you want to go and make more sales calls every day. All of those you can form into habits, things you do automatically that get you a predictable result. Or in your relationships, where you have date nights, or you have interactions with your friends, you meet up with your friends every week, or you go and connect with your family and you go and visit them every month or every few months. All of those you can come into habits. It doesn't have to be a daily thing. You can create weekly or monthly or yearly habits in your life, but the way you can form that. We talked about not just forming them, but how do you accelerate it. So it doesn't take 30 days, but it might take 22 for it to become something that's easy to do and the norm in your life. And the last strategy there was counting the days. Counting each day that you do it, and you're on a, hey, I've done 21 days in a row. Hey, I've done 18 days in a row. It's a great strategy for accelerated habit building, just like everything else we've covered in this episode. But once you get to a certain point, I found that counting the days can actually give you a detrimental effect. Once you reach day 100, day 150, day 80 of something, at that point you can stop counting the days, because if your goal is to make a change last, as in, hey, I'm never gonna drink again, it's gonna be a lifelong thing, or I'm gonna run every single day forever, I'm gonna exercise non-stop, it's a lifelong goal, counting the days can actually bring you detrimental effects afterwards, after a certain period of time, after 75 days, or 90 days, or 100 days, because you're still counting compared to if it's a lifelong change, there's nothing to count toward. It's a commitment. So you can use that at first, But then after time, if you start to realize it and you really want to make a change into a way of life, something that you're doing every day, it's a non-stop, it's non-debatable, it's going to happen every day. If you want to make it a norm, a way of life for you, at a certain point you can stop counting days and just accept that this is a lifelong journey that you're going on. But here you've got some strategies, some powerful strategies that you can use to form habits in your life, which means whether you want to meditate every day or run every 2 days or go to the gym every week or go and journal every day, whatever habit you want to form, you can use these keys we talked about here to form them faster. And therefore, over the long term, achieve your goals and bring that life that you want into your reality faster. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, like it and then comment below, what did you learn from this? What was the one single biggest takeaway from it? Comment that below and then share this out so other people can get access to this knowledge, this information. They can apply it and they can get results too, and they'll be glad you shared it with them. And stay tuned for more episodes of the Accelerated Achievement Show, helping you accelerate your achievements.
Achievement accelerated with the Accelerated Achievement Show.